What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So as you all can see here, I am going to be sitting in basically nothing here at the Event Lab Island. Now, a long time ago, basically, because we all do know this game has been out for like, what, 4 or so months now, heading to the 5th month or so, I haven't really spent a lot of time here at the Event Lab Island, and I gotta admit something. I am massively impressed even taking a quick look at it, going over a couple of things and doing some events. Honestly, guys, I'm pretty amazed on how you can actually build stuff in here. And I gotta admit, I did not know it was nearly in depth as this. I mean, some of the tracks here, like this one here, guys, I am going to have footage on some of these in the background. And I do want to mention I am going to be doing a rally type of video on this as well for Event Labs and also off-roading as well, which is kind of like the cross-country side of it, or, more trail type of stuff and not rally and all that. But the way they are doing the tracks on here and how they build these is honestly completely mind-blowing to me. Like, for example, some of the tracks I was messing with, one of which is going to be the Green Valley, which I am going to show you guys the share code for this one in the background. That way you can also try this out. It is going to be a fairly long race. Doing 2 laps on it is 25 miles. So it's probably going to take you maybe like 10 to 12 minutes to do it, depending how fast you are. And this track is also going to have areas that definitely are kind of from the Nürburgring, which I do know I said that right because before I used to call it the Nürburgring, but it's actually Nürburgring. But either way, though, this track is definitely going to have some areas in it that do remind me of that track, and then I would say some of that stuff is also going to be thrown in there. But either way, though, this is going to be insanely fun. I was kind of amazed going through this, like, bro, somebody made this? Like, it really is insane seeing, like, the mountains and all that stuff, seeing the trees and the roads, and just how everything is basically designed from nothing. Somebody really must have spent a crazy amount of time on it. And do let me know your thoughts, by the way, guys. How long does it take to make something like this track, by the way? I do know this one is going to be massive, so it's going to be like, 12 miles in a length. So, yeah, that one's probably going to take a while. But the other track I did end up doing is this one here, Forza Jimmy. I probably didn't say that right. But either way, though, here's the share code for that one. This is also going to be 11 miles as well. This track is honestly pretty dope. And I gotta admit, this one had a lot of crazy turns and stuff in it and all that stuff. And I gotta admit, going through this, you're like, wait, someone really just like went on this and there was nothing. And then probably, who knows how long this probably took, maybe days, weeks, who knows. But you then look at it and go, yo, there's corners, there's like actual like design around it. There's going to be rocks and walls. And you could tell there was thought put around in the turns and all that stuff. And probably looking at the actual tracks. And it just really is insane to me what you can actually do with the Event Labs. And to be honest, I do kind of want to jump into this one time and, mess around with it and see what I could probably build in there. One thing I did want to mention here quick, just in case anybody might have gotten confused or maybe they might be new to the game, in order to use the blueprints you guys are seeing in the actual codes to do this, you will have to head over to the event island. If you were going to be in Mexico and you actually try to put them in, it is not going to work. I did want to mention that because honestly I was messing up a bit there, and I was kind of doing that as well. So quick thing there, if you are going to be new, make sure you head over to the event island, put in the code there, basically heading over here, guys, doing the search, putting in the share code down here, and then they will end up showing up. I figured I would mention that just in case you might be confused on why they're not going to be showing up. Now, one of the other tracks I did end up doing, though, is going to be like a nighttime type of setting that my friend did end up sending me, which is also going to be a cool thing. You and your friends can search around different places and find some dope ones. You could be like, yo, dude, you should totally test this one out. Definitely look at it and try this out, and you'll be like, yo, okay, let me do that. My friend sent me and I jumped in, and I was honestly mind blown with that. Again, guys, I will show you the share code of this, and also please give me some share codes of some crazy racetracks and just insane, I guess you could say, races in general in the comments below. Definitely share the codes. I want to check them out, guys. I'll probably make videos on them and stuff if they're going to be crazy. Even not, I still like checking these out and all that, but this one really is going to be insane because I was driving through it going, yo, wait, dude, so you're telling me somebody legit made all the roads, put all the actual items in this, and the buildings, man? Like, it's just absolutely mind-blowing what you can do in the Event Labs. I feel like every single racing game ever could easily benefit from this. And I was talking with my friend about that, and he also mentioned the other game that's probably going to be similar to Forza. Obviously, they are different. That is going to be Trackmania, when it does tend to come to what you can build and what you could do in there with like adding objects, doing crazy stuff. I know Grand Theft Auto 5 also has a race creator because I did end up making some races on there with jumps and like obstacles and all that stuff. And I also do feel like some games are probably going to have it, like, for example, the Crew 2, to where you can lay down checkpoints and all that, but you can't add any obstacles. So I do feel like, yeah, it's going to be a race creator, but if you add that into Motorfest or something like that, then people are going to be like, this is cool, but can we also add jumps and all that so we can make motocross races? And I feel like that all has to be included. If it isn't, I do kind of feel like that entire race creator isn't going to make that much of a difference. And I also do know for a fact it's not going to be anything nearly as insane as Forza's, because honestly, guys, again, I'm sure you all know this, but I gotta mention it for newer people. I have never played a Forza game before. Forza Horizon 5 is going to be the first Forza game I have ever played, and my goodness, I am absolutely loving it. I'm coming up to 520 hours on it. I'm still jumping on this game basically almost daily, enjoying it every time I get on it, and now I am going to be exploring the entire Event Lab stuff. And if you are wondering why didn't I play it before, well, I was doing challenges, messing around with other stuff, car builds, messing around with vehicles, and just racing and stuff. And now I'm like, you know what, let me go check out the Event Labs, because everyone's like, bro, you gotta go mess with it. It is going to be an entirely new part in the game, and you know what, that is so dang true, man. It is going to be so dang fun. Another race I did end up doing is going to be the Sunset Palms. This one's actually has 640,000 that I believe did end up doing it. Again, guys, I'll show you the share code there. That way you're going to be able to mess with that and, you know, see and all that stuff. Because I do feel like people, if you haven't done these, you have to jump on and try them out. I was absolutely mind blown seeing, for one, how like smooth the roads are going to be and how they're going to be set up, and like the entire backgrounds, because you know it's going to be one thing just setting up a track and having roads set up, right? That's going to be one thing, throwing on a little grass around them and stuff like that. But no, these are going to have entire backgrounds to them, and that is going to make it even crazier. Like, you're going to see stands there, you'll see actual buildings in the background, trees, mountains, and all kinds of rocks and different things. And I'm just like, yo, whoever's really putting time into these, I give you guys a lot of credit. These must take so dang long to make these tracks, and it's so dope because it kind of gives you like an unlimited, or like a pretty much an unlimited way to play the game. Because yeah, you might do the main race in the game and go, I mean, those were okay, but let me go check out the lovely Event Labs and see what people do make. And my goodness, there's going to be an unlimited amount of races, and if you don't like them, or maybe you're looking for your own thing, you can even jump in and try to make one, even by yourself, trying to make them even better, or like your own course. Like, maybe you want to make a small race or something for yourself, or maybe you want to do like an off-road course. That is all going to be an option in there, which makes it even better. With all that being said, though, guys, again, I am barely into the entire Event Lab, so I definitely have a lot of events to check out and different things to mess around with. So do let me know some dope tracks, or even some really cool share codes on different things. They don't even have to be races. I saw something about that tower thing also showing up, which I will end up making videos on those as well. And I do want to try these out and mess around, guys. So again, let me know some of these in the comments, share the codes and all that. I do want to mess around. It is insane how many events are actually made in there. And again, it really does make like the entire experience of Forza almost unlimited, because you have all the cars, you're going to have custom events, and it really does make it go, okay, well, let me try this one, let me try that one, and it really is going to mess around. One of the other tracks I did like is the California Hills Raceway. That one was also going to be very cool. I will show you guys that share code again on that one. It's not going to be a very long track or anything like that, but I do love the design of it. You're going to see the mountains and like the actual track thing there as well, like with the buildings and all that. So it is going to be a cool experience. They even threw in the snowmen in the background for like people. I thought that was going to be a cool touch there, which is something they didn't have to do, but they did want to add the detail into it. As I did mention earlier, do stay tuned for a rally video with the Event Labs and also the off-road one with cross country. And I'm probably going to be exploring even more of these, like even non-races like the tower one, or some weird like obstacle courses and all that, just to mess around with the Event Labs even more. So do stay tuned for those videos, guys, and let me know your thoughts on this in the comments below. Am I the only one that does agree that basically any racing game, man, really could benefit greatly from this? Now, I do understand having it in, like, I guess you could say this in-depth that it is in Forza. In other games would probably be very difficult with optimization and just all kinds of other stuff in there. But my goodness, though, I am loving this, and I really wish other games would do it. Doesn't have to be this in-depth, but at least have a race creator in there to give players the freedom to make tracks, or make pretty much like, if you do all the race in the game and you get bored, at least this gives you a chance to make more races, get more players involved, and boom, you're going to have even more people making tracks. Then it's pretty much going to get huge from there. But guys, let me know your thoughts on this, and also again, share those codes in the comments. I want to check them out. I do know there is a ton of races out there.